All right. Howdy. I think everything is up and running. Hopefully. Looks like it's working. Looks like everything's in order. We'll find out. I'm definitely gonna leave the music playing. That sounds good. There's no silence on this live stream. So anyways, it looks like there might be somebody here. We'll see. This is my first YouTube live stream. We'll see how it goes. I don't really know how to use YouTube live stream, but we'll give it a shot. Anyways, if there is anyone here, welcome. This song is pretty exciting. What we're doing in this live stream is I'm gonna tell people's fortunes. It's a virtual fortune telling channel, I suppose now. Channel, service, whatever. I got a deck of tarot cards. This particular deck is one that I made myself, and I like it, so I hope to get some practice in today. So yeah, at any time, feel free to throw some questions out there in the chat, and we'll look into them. Whatever you wanna check out, we can check out. There's really no, well, there are some limits. I won't lie. Just a quick second. I want to make sure that my microphone is on. I'm sure it is, but paranoia. Looks like it's working. I'm assuming it's working. I don't know if this is the right playlist, music-wise. I might change it. This is kind of intense. Let's see what else we got. I guess I will stop the music for a minute. Let's see. What other tunes can we listen to? We'll see. Let's see what we got. So this'll, I imagine there's not much to look at, honestly. This is going to be an interactive stream. Yeah. Get some happy tunes. And as soon as I say it, they break. So yeah, like I was saying, it would be a real interactive one. I need your questions in order to do stuff. Otherwise, it's gonna be a lot of sitting around at the winking skeever. I love this. The table kind of floats weird, but it's a really cool thing I found in the Steam workshop. It's a nice setting. Feels comfy. Oh, I never even noticed that guy. Some wizard over there. Can you recruit him? I don't remember who's in the winking skeever that often. I don't know. We can make awkward eye contact with this guy. Sorry guys, the music got blasted again. Turn it back down. So I guess I'm just gonna wait until somebody shows up and starts asking some hard-hitting questions. We'll see. We'll see. I'm just gonna kind of hang out until such a time comes to pass. I guess we can kind of go through the cards anyways. We can check those out. The reason I'm doing this digitally is because it's fun. And it's easy. Look, I don't have, this is how you shuffle. That's so much easier. I know it loses some of the magic. I should probably do this in person sometime with a webcam, but it's more fun. So anyways, that's it. You shuffle this one keystroke. It's so simple. So let's just take a look at some of these. I'll just kind of showcase the art. So it's all old school. It's all 8-bit style, or like NES type of graphics. It's a little better than that. Not better, but it's technically, I don't think it's 8-bit, but it's close enough for my taste. So, anyways, so the whole deck, you guys probably aren't familiar with this, but the whole deck is themed around an RPG. It treats the tarot as an RPG. And that's about it. So the whole thing is like that. The major arcana is the real big ideas. So these are the spells and the characters. And then the minor arcana are the court cards. as is tradition, and the items, so to speak. And that's pretty much how it goes on. So this is cups. That's all part of the cups. This is major arcana. A little shield. Major arcana. Cups. Sorry. This is pentacles in the other version. I'm thinking about, I might take a minute and try and post this on Facebook. That might be good. Maybe we'll get some folks in here. Maybe I should tweet this out too. Let's give it a try. Let's find the link. This is going to be really boring. I promise I'm paying attention. If anybody comes in here, I'm not ignoring you. I swear I'm not ignoring you. But, yeah, don't be afraid to give me a holler there. We're still with you. Alright, let's see if we can send this out a little bit here. Let's see what we can do. Did the music end? Ooh, I don't know about this song. I automatically have a dislike to this. I don't like it. It reminds me of commercial music, you know? Get the new Profazol. Do you suffer from general malaise? Profazol can help. Side effects may include dizziness, lobotomies, lots of things. I'm posting this on Twitter right now. I am freezing today. It just started snowing. And so it's very cold here. It is a happy song, I guess. I guess it's okay. Whoops. It helps if you spell things properly. Alright, let's see what we can do. I want to put a... Oh, I can't add a photo. Fine. Yeah, I can. Let's see. What would be a nice picture for Facebook? I really don't know. I don't know if I even have any good ones on here. Hmm. Okay, this is a little better. Well, I don't know. We'll see where the song goes. Okay, I'll just put a picture of tarot cards. That'll be nice. Oh, no, you know what? I like the other one better. I gotta get prepared. Like I said, this is the first time I'm trying this out. I know it'll be a lot of fun once we get some folks in here. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, let's post it. Let's see what happens. We'll see. I think the crappy part about this is that you'll have to be signed into YouTube. And if you're on your phone or something, it's a pain to type anything. So that might be a little bit of an issue. Who knows? Who knows? And if we want to switch decks, or if you guys want to do runes or something, I have that loaded in too, so we can throw those on the table and get started whenever you'd like. Just let me know. We don't have to do tarot, although I like tarot myself. I feel comfy with the tarot deck. So it wouldn't be a problem to switch. It might be fun. So anyways, I sent some things out. We'll see if anybody stops by. I kind of like this. The song, I mean. Sorry, I'm reading stuff and looking at other stuff. I don't think anybody's here, so I don't feel like I have to entertain too much. Although I probably should. So anyways, let's get back into giving this a little review here. So we've got another pentacle. In this case, it's earth. It's earth and shields is the thing. I wonder if this will save as a video. It's gonna be a long video. Anyhow, so this is the Queen of the Earth. I tried to kind of have them give you an item or something, or some kind of boon, or some kind of benefit, because in the RPGs, usually when you get to the go out on a quest, you'll get a reward or something. So I tried to convey that with this. So she gives you the gem of travel. In my mind, the Earth was kind of a territorial thing. It was a kingdom in this, so that's why the travel is there. So kind of transport to land, transport over land, stuff like that. I don't know how well it carried over, honestly, but there it is. Looks like somebody joined us. Welcome. Feel free to throw any questions out into the chat if you are logged in. It should work. Hopefully it does. Let me know if it's not. Let me know if you have any trouble. I'm just kind of going over things right now. Going over this deck cards. So yeah, let's keep these in piles because of OCD here. We'll put that over there, that over there. We'll keep these organized. So anyways, yeah, so the court cards are the court cards. They're the kings, the queens, the princes, and the princesses in this deck. That's how it went. I don't like this song. It's kind of a weird noise. Wee, wee. Don't know about that. Anyways, let's keep going. So this is more shields, or the... Nah, I gotta change this music. It's driving me crazy. No thanks. Sorry, I know somebody put a lot of work into that song, but it's just not my jam. Sorry if it was your jam. It's no longer available. So yeah, so we've got more pentacles, more earth, and that's what this is. Oh, the level here. Each of the minor things has the card number, but it's the level in this. It doesn't actually mean it's better or worse. It's just a handy way to track the card number for easy reference. If you are comparing it to another deck or looking up meanings, that's a quick way to do it. So you don't have to freak out and be like, what card is this? What was this based on? By the way, it's all based on the Rider-Waite deck. The famous Rider-Waite. Infamous to some people, I suppose. So this is the 5 of coins or pentacles in the regular deck. It's the image of those people walking by the window in the Rider-Waite. Those people who are kind of busted up. They're not having a good day. They're not having a good time. But there's a hint of comfort in that, and that's what this one is. So that's kind of the image here. It's kind of a broken shield. But you know, it's not all lost. There's still some good stuff left in there. So I'll set up here. Let's see. Yeah, we'll just keep going. I don't know. Nothing much going on right now. Stone sword. Pretty what? Blah blah blah. I'm in 2 places at once. I'm really sorry. The stone sword is the 4 of swords in the regular or traditional deck. So swords are always the suit of the mind and intellect. But this one's a little chopped up and it's made out of stone, which is goofy. Well, it's not so goofy. I guess you could bludgeon your enemy or something. It's a blunt sword, but it's a sword still. So it's that's the idea. It's well, the idea in the other deck is it's kind of a resting meditation. It's the Knight's Grave. And I guess the legend I heard was that before the knights went out to battle or on a conquest or something, they would kind of think about things at their own grave or at a grave to kind of contemplate the silence before the battle, I suppose. So in that regard, it's a restful image, but it's a potentially forever restful image. It's a, yeah, that's about it. More shields, more pentacles. I am freezing. I'm trying not to chatter my teeth in the microphone. I think that might be a little annoying to listen to. So we've got another shield, 6 of shields. So that would be the 6 of pentacles in the normal deck, which is it's usually the image of a guy kind of handing out money. There's some apparently rich guy, some guy who's got his act together, one way or the other. He's giving money out to people who are apparently beggars or poor or impoverished people. Not like myself. I'm not the guy handing the money out, that's for sure. But yeah, and he's got a little scale. The scales are balanced. And that's kind of the image I mean, obviously this is a weird purple shield. But it's a balanced shield. It's a mysterious shield. So I guess the idea is kind of giving away. It's a charity, but you're left without in the end. So this shield appears to those in need, but it leaves the last owner without. So, and that's somewhat how charity works. It's you got to give a little bit of your shield. You gotta use your guard for another, which leaves you open. I guess that's the trick of that card, is not to give away overly much, but just enough to those who might need it. And that's kind of the idea behind that one. So hey, you get a free tarot lesson today if you watch this. Troika Vortex? Troika Vortex? Troika Vortex is the kind of triple vortex, I suppose. It's a spell in this deck. It's a magic action. And some of these are. Some of the major arcana are magic. Ooh, what's up with this song? Ah! It's the Wheel of Fortune in the other deck, in the Rider-Waite that it's based on. So it kind of hints at that down here. Spin the Wheel of Fate on the target. The target is the person asking the question or what have you. Woo! I don't think I like this one either. What's up, YouTube? Let's play some Minecraft. That's the vibe I'm getting from that song. So anyways, yeah, the Wheel of Fate. The Wheel of Fate. Usually the Wheel of Fortune in the other. Usually it's a nice one. It's a good image, a good meaning. It means that things are going to start going your way. The wheel has turned and fortune smiles upon you. But the important thing to remember with the wheel is it goes around and around and around. This is kind of a... I don't know what this makes me think of. It's nice. Kind of whimsy. Anyways, the Wheel of Fortune, yeah, it could turn in your favor, or it could turn against you, which is always a little worrying. But I use reversals when I do tarot readings, so if it was upside down, oops, I gotta remember how to flip things. There we go. So if it was like that, if it came out upside down or reversed, then we might think there's trouble afoot, or something's not as pleasant as we might the wheel of fortune is turning against us, so to speak. But when it's right side up, yeah, that's usually a great sign. Bam, just like that. So that's that. You get the idea. Sure you do. More pentacles, more shields. The wooden shield in this case, the eight of shields. This is, of course, the 8 of pentacles in the regular deck. So the text says, a shield used for practice only. A warrior must hone his skill no matter how seasoned. And I tried to reflect the 8 of pentacles as best I could, the meaning. It's, practice. Practice makes perfect. Practice and dedication, I suppose, are some words here. It's the real, just kind of bettering your skills, really, just by doing over and over and over until you're good at it. And so that's what I tried to capture with this one. As a shield, I don't know, I like it. I think that one works. But that's it for that. Oops. Let's put it in here correctly. Oh my goodness. That's the one thing I don't really like about this, is that it kind of jumps in. It thinks that people are sat around the table. And it's nice when they are, but they're not in this case. I think I've heard this song before. Here we go. Here's another major arcana. Here's another major arcana. It is the warrior. So this would normally be the chariot in the Rider-Waite deck. Should I make some more coffee? Do I have more coffee? Hey guys, give me a second. I'll be right back. I think I have coffee and I'm not going to pass that up. Okie doke, I'm back. I definitely had coffee. I poured myself a cup and just left it sitting on the counter. Wah, wah, wah. So anyways, the warrior, I'm sure you guys can still probably hear me. The warrior is the chariot in the regular deck. It's kind of a card about, I suppose the main method that I take from it is controlling your forces. You don't want the left or the right side of your body to go crazy. You don't want the active or passive parts to go crazy. You need to keep things in a real, under control. And they have to work together too. You don't want to just fling one out too hard, because the other will get yanked around with it and it's going to be a mess. So this guy, I guess the idea is he's got 2 swords. He's got the sword of dark and light, and on the artwork for the Rider-Waite deck, it's a guy with 2 sphinxes. He's got two lion-like things pulling his chariot, and there's a light one and a dark one, and that should be a clear metaphor to most people. But this guy's got a light and a dark sword, so he's using dual strike, which is an attack technique in this deck, I guess, and so he's got to harness both of his swords properly to pull off the attack. And that's the idea behind the warrior. When that comes up, you can apply that to your situation. So here we've got the 9 of swords, the level 9 sword. Nightmare is the sword name in this. And the 9 of swords in the Rider-Waite is usually depicted as kind of somebody freaking out. They're having a bit of a freak out. They're waking up in the middle of the night, and I don't know about this song. I might have to. This is another commercial song. This is another. Look, I'm grateful for the music. I'm glad you can stream with this music, but some of it's a little goofy to me. Anyways, speaking of nightmares, that's this one. It's a bad thing. Usually somebody's waking up freaking out about something in the middle of the night. It's important to remember that the suit itself is swords. So it's mind, air, intellect, all that kind of stuff speaking. Why are there trees reflected in the table? We're in the winking skeever. That's weird. Weird table. It's an enchanted table. So anyways, the Nine of Swords is like that. It's you wake up, you're full of fear, you're full of dread. Maybe you had a real nightmare. Chances are you're probably just thinking about your taxes or something, or the day's events. It's a weird situation. It's kind of a scary situation. Maybe sometimes nightmares do come to pass, but usually this card indicates you're just worried. It can get pretty rough though. The swords are honestly kind of a tough suit. They're very cutting. None of them are particularly I don't know, kind or gentle. They're all pretty rough. Anyways, this is the Princess of Wind, or the Princess of Swords in this case. She would, I think, normally be the Page of Swords in the Rider-Waite deck. But here she is the princess. Sorry, I got a text message. So princess and the prince, they're very young. They're the young people of the court. They're not fully in control of their powers, but their youth affords them a kind of flexibility that the older the king and queen might not always have. In my imaginings of these as RPG characters, the Court of Wind or Swords, they're kind of cutting people. They're chastising. They're analyzing. So they're a little snarky in their text. So she's saying your equipment is sorely lacking in quality. Take this blade of truth, which is a sure improvement. So she's trying to help you out. She's giving you a sharper sword for you to use out there in the battles. It's kind of the way I view the court cards in this case is the men of the court, the king and the prince, are more concerned with outward things. So in this case, swords, it would be the application of battle techniques, whereas the queen and princess would be more concerned with maybe the theory behind the battle technique or the refinement of it. The inner versus the outer in some cases. So, but in this case, she gives you a sweet sword to take into battle, and that's about it. Another thing to remember is the court cards are usually people. They can be people. Not usually. I don't want to say that. That song is distracting me. I'm definitely gonna change it. So that's it for that. That's enough said there. Let's put her in the right position. Bam! More swords. Oh no! It's the Six of Swords. That's never a real happy one. Again, the swords generally are not the happiest. So the Six of Swords. This, I don't know. I think mine might be a little more grim than the other one in the Rider-Waite that it's based on. So Six of Swords is generally showing some people in a boat and they're rowing away, but they got a bunch of swords with them. Nobody looks happy in that boat, I'll tell you, and with good reason. They've got a lot of swords around with them, and I usually take that to mean something like memories or a crappy situation that was, and it may no longer be. They might be moving on, but they've still got those old wounds, those old cuts, those old swords with them. And so I tried to put that into this card. So Ruin, it's a cursed blade, one that kind of sticks and binds to you. Of course, there's the opportunity to move beyond. You can clear obstacles, but you will have to carry the memory with you, usually, unless you drop the sword. But it's tough to let go of cursed items. In a lot of games, these stick to your character, and they don't let go. So that's always rough. I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. I'm gonna check my Facebook. Let's see. See what's going on. Nothing much. But the good news is I think the live stream is actually working, so that's fantastic. And it's fun. I like this. It's cozy in here. I think it's cozy in the wiki. I wish this could be animated. That'd be awesome. But I have no idea how to go about that. Maybe next time we could just play some audio of a bar to really set the ambiance. That'd be nice. Let me look for some music. I don't know if there's any on here. Let's see what we can find. We'll see if we can find something a little more suitable. Just gonna leave my table sitting there for now. Let's see. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know what to listen to. Let's try this. Oh, is the table moving? That's weird. It shouldn't be. I'm not in that window. Let's see what kind of chaos we can start here. Alright. So, there should be some new music coming on in a second, hopefully. It's critical. It's critical that we have music. Alright. Test out the chat. Looks like that's still going. I don't know what happened to the tunes. Maybe I broke it. Oh, here we go. What the heck? Nah. Nah. I don't like this at all. Not one bit. Alright, let's try a different one. Let's just try and chill it out. We'll put some ambient tunes on. I'm told that these are okay to use. I don't actually know. We'll see what this sounds like. This is, so far, it's a little bummer. It's not the happiest. Let's keep going. The potion of wish. Doesn't taste that great. Tastes ghostly. Oops. This reminds, honestly, it makes me think of more of a perfume bottle, but that's my own brain's fault. So the 7 of cups, in this case, the 7 of potions, 7 of wishes. Usually it's, in the Rider-Waite deck, it's a guy, and he's befuddled. He's standing before a bunch of illusionary cups, basically, and they're all pouring out different images, different options, I suppose. And he might not be sure which one to go for. So it's, in that case, it's a very dreamlike card. It can also be kind of distractions. Honestly, it's I think a lot of people tend to read a sort of danger in this card. It's diversions that kind of lead you to a bad place. It's a dangerous kind of illusion in some cases. If that makes sense. That was a nice sound. I like that. This is kind of good, this music-wise. So anyways, speaking of diversions, it can be a dangerous one sometimes. Not always, though. So back to the pentacles in this case. Oop, wow, we really zoomed in there. This is the 10 of pentacles normally. The 10 of coins. It's an earth element. It's basically the end of the suit. It hints at kind of lasting empires, lasting inheritable things like that. It's a conclusion. The kind of stuff you've built and passed on to your kids. And usually that's the image. It's an old man, he's hanging out with some dogs, some people are in the background. You assume that the building and everything there is his, and he's kind of wrapping things up himself and getting ready to give it away to those who come next. So, and it really is always, well, not always, but generally about that kind of ancestral thing, because cups and coins, pentacles deal with the material realm, so that's always like a real thing, like a tangible thing, money, an actual inheritance, something like that. Depending on where it comes up, it might call you to actually build an inheritance. It might be time to give one away. It might be time to come into one. Who knows? It's going to depend on the context of the overall reading. It'll depend. All of these depend. They do have their main meanings, but that changes quite a bit depending on where they land. So, anyways, we've got the two of cups here. This is the dual elixir, the level 2 potion, mixing the red and the blue into purple. Yeah, that's it. I got worried that wasn't actually what those colors make, but they do. So we're on the right track, which is nice. So yeah, the dual elixir. It's the two into one. And the Rider-Waite deck. It's usually it is an image in that deck of two people kind of sharing their cups. So it's a partnership. It's usually a mixing of the masculine and feminine, whatever the polarities you fancy. Kind of a sharing, kind of a mingling going on. Usually that's a good thing. Usually it's a positive thing. If it's upside down, that's may not be the best situation. It might mean things are refusing to mix when they ought to, or they are having trouble mixing. Something's not gelling. Or, worst case scenario, you mix two things that maybe shouldn't have been mixed in the first place. That can happen too. So, that's enough about that card. Bam. Put in the deck. So, this one is the ace. This is the aces. In this deck, all of the aces are ghostly. They're ghostly because they're not quite real things yet. They're potential. And that's the meaning behind that. That's why they're ghostly. They have the spirit of it. They have the potential, the seed. They're ready to go, but they don't have a body. They don't have anything to take root in yet. And that's especially true of the pentacles or shields, earthly element. And I try to capture that with the backgrounds too. So green is an earthy color in my mind, anyways. That's the color I use for earth. Blue, obviously, water. Yellow, you can't really see air, so yellow's closest you get usually. And we haven't had any wands yet, I don't think. But when we do, those will be red, because wands are about the fire and the will, and the force of will, battle, that kind of thing. I wonder where else we could give people a heads up that we're doing this. Maybe Reddit? I don't know. Ding, ding. I wonder if there's another way to do this too. There's probably... I wonder if we could use Discord somehow. Probably. Well, I'm not sure how right now. Oh well. Oh well. Let's keep going. Anyways, so this is ghostly. This is normally the Ace of Pentacles, so it's the beginning of something concrete, the beginning of something material. Like we were saying, a seed or a root would be a good image for this. It's not quite even planted yet, but it's about to be, if you will it. And we kind of go over that in the flavor text down here. So a shield that has no solid form, it awaits a hero to make it into a legendary item. And that's, that's the idea. It's you want to turn this into the 10 of Pentacles at some point, which is awesome if you can do it. But it's going to be a long journey. It's going to be a long way till you get to the 10. You get the idea, I'm sure. Whoa, slippery here. Oh, and by the way, this is a real deck. You can actually buy a physical copy of this. They're on sale right now for $25. And I'm gonna check on that. I want to see if we can change anything there. what I want to do is change an option on that while I'm thinking of it. But it's a real deck. I have mine. I love it. It's a lot of fun to play with or to do readings, whatever you want. It is, I'll be honest, it's a little more whimsical than more serious decks. I know that that's the trend these days. There's so many decks out there, and a lot of them, in my opinion, are pretty goofy. I mean, the novelty is fun, but they're a little too silly. Speaking of a little too silly, what is this song? What is this? I don't know what this is. It's a little silly though. But anyways, while I'm fiddling around with this, I'll talk about the Queen of Wind. The Queen of Wind is the Queen of Swords in the other deck. So again, here the swords people are a little stinky almost. They're a little hard to deal with. They're cutting in their comments and in their advice. Not a bad thing. It doesn't feel comfortable sometimes to be scrutinized, analyzed. And she's doing that there. So she says, you need more experience. Take this Tome of the Winds, which will vastly improve your level of wisdom. So she's trying to improve your inner knowledge again. Which is, I mean, that's obviously what swords are about. But again, with the Queen, it's inner kingdom stuff. So inner knowledge, learning, going to school, getting an education. Either by the School of Life or the academic route, whatever it takes, you're going to learn something and she's going to teach you. I guess she's trying to give you a spell in the context of the game itself. And that's about it for that. That's all I'll say. Let's keep going. We got a bunch of these to go through until somebody jumps in and has some cues. We'll try and get some answers for you. Maybe I should put this on Reddit. I don't know. I wonder if they'd like that. Let's try it. Let's see which I got plenty of time today, so I'm in no hurry. I got plenty of time tomorrow, unless the weather changes a few things. We'll see. Let's see what the tarot subreddit is up to. Let's see if we can go over there. By the way, guys, these readings are all free too. You don't have to donate. I'll just do them for you. If you do want a more in-depth reading, please go ahead and go to my website. They're there. You can order them. They're super cheap right now. What I'll do is I'll send you an email. I'll send you an email reading. It's a full report. I like those better. I could do a personalized video, but it takes a lot of memory and space and whatever, and you might not all have the bandwidth for that kind of thing. So I know that's hard to believe in this day and age, but not everybody does. So I just send you an email. It's a nice written report. You'll get the whole thing. You can save it. You can review it whenever you'd like. You can read it. You could sneak into the bathroom on a break at work and check it out there. And that's about it. Yeah, let's put the link into Reddit and we'll see if some people stop by. I am still watching, so don't freak out if you stop in. Let's see. Oops, I want to do a text post. But anyways, I like doing it by email. I can think a little bit easier. I can take my time and write a better thing for you. You won't have to listen to me stutter. You won't have to listen to my goofy voice. Yeah, let's try and do this here. We'll see. See if anybody wants to stop by. All right, let's see what we can do. Oh, that noise was creepy in the music. Ugh, I thought my dog was throwing up. Sorry, it's not a very exciting screen to look at. I should find like an idling screen or something. Otherwise, it's very boring when I'm doing other stuff. I don't think anybody's here right now though, so. I almost forgot the link. What a dope. What a goofball. Let's see here. How do you post a link on Reddit? Bam. Got him. Okay, let's see. Yeah, worst case scenario, I goofed up the link and I look like a goofball. Big deal. I am freezing. I don't even know if my heat's on. Ah, it's chilly. Blah 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 blah. Okay, sweet. My right ear's ringing, but I have headphones on, so it sounds even weirder, to be honest. All right. 50 minutes ago? I'm sorry, everybody. I've been yapping for that long. All right. Well, let's see. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep one eye on that. We'll keep another eye on the old live stream. Should I get a refill of coffee? I'm gonna take the chance to do it right now. All right. I went out and I turned the heat up too. It's way too chilly. It's way too chilly. Maybe I'll post this in the occult subreddit too. Got a lot of friends over that way. We'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna move that around. I feel bad about that too. I don't want to spam up the board though. I feel kind of like a jerk. Oh, there's somebody asking about the I Ching. Should I? No, I don't want to. I don't want to put this up on the stream. You can just listen to me read things off. Oh, you know what's cool though? You can check this. Well, will it work? Let's try it. This is getting a little bit off tangent here, but I'm sure it's fine. So, is CF still interested? Oh yeah, I'm sorry. We actually have a question. Hi. Yeah, let's look into it. I'm just farting around over here. Please excuse me. Yeah, if you're still here, let's check that out. Let me get that menu off. Goodness. Let's check it out. All right. If you did bail, and I don't blame you for my unprofessionalism, we will look into this for you. And this should save to YouTube anyways, so you can check it out whenever you'd like. Bam. So let's check it out. All right. So CF is who we're looking for. So I think what we'll do really quick, just to get an overview, is we'll do a 3-card spread. Oh, software. I'm using, it's called a tabletop simulator. It's it is what it sounds like. It simulates a tabletop. That's about it. But I don't know if you play Skyrim, but we're in a bar from that game, and I've got the cards set up in the simulator. So, but yeah. So I think what I'll do for this is we'll just do a quick 3-card look at it. So we'll do past, present, and future. That's always a good way to get an intro to the situation. And if we want to, we can look a little bit more into more detail. So let's shuffle. It's really tough to shuffle in this. It's one key press. Woo! Woo! Okay, we got it. So that's good. So let's see. So we'll do the past card over here. We'll do the present card at center, and then we'll put the future card over there at the right. I'm gonna move this out of the way. So let's see what we got. Let's start with the past. So let's flip this bad boy over. So the High Priest. So I think what this is probably indicating here would be the past nature of the relationship, maybe. And usually the High Priest is kind of a handing down of higher knowledge to everybody around them. So, but I think in this case there was, I mean, obviously there was a connection, right? But it's more or less like one person would be kind of not instructing the other one. That sounds creepy, but I think probably one person was a little more spiritual in nature, and they tended to bring that to the relationship, to bring things down to earth, so to speak, a kind of grounding force. And I think that was probably a big part of it, and probably part of the appeal of the relationship there. But now we are at the present moment, where things are now. So the Spectral Sword, this is the Ace of Swords in the regular deck. So I don't know if you're familiar with it. I'm just going to talk as if you aren't, but the swords deal with the mind and the intellect and really kind of thoughts. The Ace of Swords, or the Spectral Sword in this case, is really kind of it is just a thought at this point. So there's nothing really concrete at the moment, at the present. It is kind of a ghostly thing, an uncertain thing. Like, yeah, I'm sure you know that because you're asking a question about it, but that's where things are at, and I think that's a nice confirmation to get. It's really kind of uncertain. Will it develop? Will it go further at this point? That's the question, and I think that's a good indication of where things are at on both sides too. And we can look into both people's. We can look into the other party's attitudes. We can check that out in a minute. And now for the future card. So the Flask of Tranquility. This is really good actually, because this is I don't know if you're familiar with the Rider-Waite deck, but it is the end of the suit, which is awesome in this case because the cups rule emotion, feeling, intuition in some cases as well. But here it is it's a real good ending. And the other deck, it's a family standing in front of a rainbow, and they've got kids out there and they're running around. Everybody's having a blast. This music is really pumping me up. I'm sorry if I'm yelling or something, but so it's awesome. Yeah. And in this, I tried to capture that. So it's an endless flask that always quenches the thirst. It brings peace and health. It's a real happy ending, honestly. It's a great card to have come up in the future. So in this case, are they still interested in you? I think so. I think both of you are probably thinking about each other. Honestly, I think there's something going on. And I think it could develop just based on the ace of swords in the center. It's not anything established yet, though. It will take some work. It'll take some reconnecting in this case, maybe connecting in new ways. So I think there's something to it. I think there's a promise of something going on there, and this card is really great to have in place in the future. That's a real good indication that it could end up going very well. If you two should choose to go down that route in the far future or the near future, whenever you decide to do it. So that's about it. That's the basic outlook for that question. We could check into it a little bit more in some more detail if you want. Or if you had anything else you wanted to check into, we could do that as well. So yeah, give me a heads up in the chat where you want to go from here. But that's the basic start to that question. We can check it out in more detail. We could also use another deck of cards or the runes if you want to use that to get some more info. Or anything more specific or whatever you got on your mind. It's open. Ah, great. Perfect. Well, I'm glad that helped. Glad you had fun. And I'm glad you got an answer. That's always a good thing. Always a good thing. Get a little more clarity, or at least to get things thinking again. At least to get just to approach it from another view. You know, I think that can help a lot. But anyways, you're welcome. Stop by anytime. I'll be here farting around with these cards for a while. So come back again. Subscribe, whatever you'd like. And feel free to ask anything else you have. I'd be happy to answer. Happy to look into it for you. Happy to listen to this music. Some of this music is alright, some of it I don't know. My coffee is cold. I'm freezing. It's so cold today. Ooh, I like this card. I like the Fool card. This is the first card in the Major Arcana. I like this one. I like the card normally, but I also like it in this deck. For anyone playing RPGs, old RPGs, you build your character, use your points, and that's what this kind of is. Because the Fool is empty. He really isn't anything. He's just kind of a goofball. And usually he's shown walking off a cliff or about to be torn apart by a dog or something crazy. So he really needs to get his act together. But he's innocent. He really doesn't know anything. So he's a lovable fool. But he's got to go through some stuff and really build his character and reach a kind of actualization or completion. Strength, that's always a nice one. Mental strength, nightmare, we went over earlier. Hermit. Hermit is a really cool one. He's the lone wanderer, secluded usually by his own will to pursue some kind of knowledge, some kind of truth. I don't know about this song, honestly. It's kind of goofy. It feels a little too sweet for my taste. I'll admit that I like the darker music, but I don't want to alienate anybody. So we'll kind of leave it as it is for now. I wonder if I should put this. I wonder if I should put this in the other subreddit. Maybe, maybe not. Do 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 do. Just scoot over and see how that's doing. I don't know how to. Like I said before, I don't know how to YouTube. So if this is crazy, let me know. I don't really know what I'm doing. The world. I like how this one turned out. It's a little different than the other one, the imagery, anyways. But it's kind of a completion, kind of a well done, kind of an ending, a good ending. I mean, everything went according to plan. It's definitely done. But I kind of hint that it's not over because there's a new game plus. So maybe you get to play again with some of the skills you've learned, some of the things you've earned. And this is my best rendition with pixels for the world. I think that's supposed to be the Appalachian Mountains. I don't know. Divine Strike, that's the tower in the other deck. The other deck? I gotta stop saying that. That's crazy. The other deck in the Rider-Waite. Sorry, I'm looking at Reddit. I really should probably close it, honestly. But anyways, the tower's a brutal card usually. It's not a happy card. It's a devastating card. Usually it's a devastating card. You know, what was built up has come down, or it will soon, depending on where it is in the reading. It's a destructive card. That's a real pain in the ass sometimes. You know, if it's something you have built up that you enjoy, you don't want it to fall down, but this card indicates that it may. So any kind of construction, physical or otherwise, it might be some kind of weird personality you've been playing at, a habit, I don't know, whatever you've built up, you can pretty much guarantee it's going to get blasted by the tower card whenever that shows up. Never, well, I don't want to say never, because sometimes you might have a really bad thing in your life that you've built up. A bad habit. An unhealthy thing. Something nasty. And so when the tower shows up there, that can be a good thing. The bad thing, the controlling thing, is about to get blown to smithereens, and you'll be free. But of course, it may also mean that you're just something you like is going to get blown to pieces, which is never fun. It's never good, but I guess ultimately, if you're a positivist, it's for your benefit. It's for the betterment of yourself, your higher self. I'm just gonna check. I want to check the Reddit again because I'm obsessive. It's really bad. I should stop reading it. Anyways, guys, if I think somebody's watching, which well done, you're very brave. Welcome aboard. What we're doing today, what I'm doing today, what everyone's doing today in this channel is they're watching me play with tarot cards in Tabletop Simulator, and I'm reading their fortunes. I'm reading fortunes. I'm also yapping a lot about what cards mean, mostly just to do something in Tabletop Simulator, really. But of course, if you have any questions, I would be more than happy to do a tarot reading for you. A little one. I don't think I'll get too crazy into these, just because it's kind of unusual. I don't know the format. It's like a public forum, and I don't want like really personal stuff to come out on a public YouTube live stream. So, you know, ask whatever you're comfortable with, and I'll answer whatever I'm comfortable with. There's no need to hold back if you don't want to. We can look into pretty much whatever you'd like. The level of detail, I don't know how deep we'll get into because, you know, I don't know. I just don't know. But if you ever do want a super in-depth reading, shoot me a request over at my website, HEXENREI.com, and we'll hook you up with one. I write them in emails just because it's how I do things better. Although the live is pretty fun. This is actually kind of a blast. This is a lot of fun, actually. And we are in the lovely Skyrim winking Skeever. I always wonder what these guys are doing. I didn't even notice these people earlier. I wonder if they're telling fortunes too or just eating cheese. Cheese sounds good. I'm kind of hungry. I should make a sandwich. I don't know. I probably should have made a sandwich. I'm a terrible live streamer, by the way, in case you can't tell. But I'm here to tell fortunes. Mostly, so that's the focus. That's the goal. I guess we could look at some more cards. I don't know. I don't know what you guys feel like doing. Oh, this is a great one. Jeez, Annihilation. This is the 10 of Swords in the regular deck. It's a brutal card, usually. Ugh. It's like the regular images of that person laying down with like 10 swords in their back, and that's terrible. But as gross as it looks, what is that noise in this music? Somebody's like clicking something? I don't know about that. This is really pumped. I'm going to check the music actually, and I'll keep yapping about the 10 of Swords. So the 10 of Swords usually is somebody dead, basically. They got stabbed to death. Overkill is probably one of the key words that comes up with that one. Overkill. I don't know. Does this sound ambient to you guys? I don't know. What about some country and folk music? Think that'll have lyrics? I don't really want anything with words. So the 10 of Swords is the big letdown. It's the end. It's the end of the suit. That's how Swords ends. You play with swords. I guess you get killed by them. You live by the sword, you die by the sword is the takeaway that I get. It's really bad, but the hopeful part in that card is the sun is rising. And the Rider-Waite deck anyways. If you look at the background, the sun's coming up. And so even though you may have been absolutely stabbed to death, so to speak, the worst is over, right? The nightmare has come to pass. And so there's nothing left to do but pick up the pieces. Sorry, this is the music's making me do. Yeah, so it's not a happy card. The King of Wind, the King of... Nah, you know what? This isn't gonna work. I thought I'd try something different. I just want some calm music. Classical music. Let's try that. That other stuff is getting me too pumped up. Too pumped. Here we go. Let's try this. Anyways, the King of Wind, he's the King of Swords. And the King of Swords is, blah, blah, blah. Swords. We talked about that. It's the mind, the intellect, and so the king would be the kind of master. Oh my goodness, what are we doing? This is a... You know, I feel bad for songs like this because they're good music, but they've been used too many times. They've got too many weird associations now. At least in my mind, I've heard that song too many times. King of Swords, master of the mind, master of the intellect, master of speech, I think is more importantly the thing. He'd be, if he was a person, he'd be a really good debater. Nah, this music, dude. Alright. We're gonna get this taken care of here. You know what, forget it. Let's try some dance and electronic music. I want something... Oh, we'll see. So, King of Wind, real smart guy, real capable debater. He'll cut anyone down with his words, with his tongue. He's really strong at speaking, oratory skills, good presenter, that kind of stuff. So that's what he represents, usually. Usually it is a person, too, when it comes up in the reading. He's usually an actual person in your life. And that's awesome. To have somebody like that in your life. Usually that's awesome. If he's allied with you, he's a great ally to have. Of course, if he's your adversary, well then you gotta brush up. It's time to get practicing. Time to practice your oratory skills. You don't want to go unarmed against a guy like that. He's quite good at that. Speaking. That's what he is. And also, if it's in the advice place, it's just that. I mean, it's just brush up on your skills. Brush up on your speaking capabilities. It's an outward projection of the mind, basically, at a master's level. Oh, hey, Death, hey. Oh, I wish I could play that song. I cannot, because I think it's got a copyright, and I'm sure YouTube will throw a fit if I play that. Anyways, Death card. Bam. Game over. It's never a happy card. It's similar to the Tower in a lot of ways. It means things are kind of ending. Something's ending. And now people, I know if you're new to the tarot, this card scares the pants off of pretty much everybody that gets it. It's not gonna, it doesn't mean that. It's not that bad. It's not that kind of death. It's very rarely does it indicate an actual death of a human being. It's almost always the symbolic death. It's almost always the symbolic ending of something or some force or something. I mean, something is coming to an end, right? But don't worry. Don't worry. Don't strike up the funeral march just yet. So death, yeah, that's about it. Something's over. Something's ending. The nice thing in the Rider-Waite deck I've noticed just fairly recently was that in the background, it's cool because you can see the two towers, or one of the tower anyways, on the moon card. And I'm assuming that the sun is rising in the background of the death card. It might be setting, I don't know, that would be appropriate too, but the sun's there, the light's there. It's not over yet. But again, death in this case might be good. Maybe you've got a bad habit. Maybe you've got a bad situation. It might be ending. It might let you go. You might be escaping. Thanks to death. We went over that one already. Let's see. We've actually gone over quite a bit of these. So the 9 of Potions is the 9 of Cups in the Rider-Waite deck, and in most decks, to be honest. So 9 of Cups. It's a guy. He's sitting in front of a bunch of cups. He's super pleased with himself. He's done very well for himself. You almost get the sense that these are trophies, or that he's won them, or earned them somehow. I mean, I guess they are trophies somehow, but he's very happy to be sitting in front of them and showing them off. He's got his arms crossed. He's very smug. Yeah, look at my cups, dude. I got a bunch of cups back there. They're gold. And that's kind of the meaning of this. I'm stretching out. My legs are cramping up. That's the meaning of this card, usually. The tonic of actualization. The perfect completion of a goal. It's over. But I think the subtle message between the 9 and 10 of Cups is, yeah, you've made it, but there's no one that you're sharing it with. There's no special someone. And that's a real problem. You want to share your achievements, generally, you do, with someone special. You don't want to just throw him to the winds, but he's missing that. He's very proud of himself, and he should be. He's earned it. And usually that's what that card means when it comes up. So anyways, the High Priest. Well, while nobody's here, I'm gonna try and do something. I wanna add something. Just for the fun of it. I love this program, guys. By the way, if you get the chance, get this program. It's so cool. Bloop. So this is neat. Because, as if I don't have enough devices in front of me, IRL, you can also spawn a tablet and go online within the program, which is pretty rad. So, just to show you, I just wanted to compare a couple of things because I don't know if everybody's that familiar with the tarot and the Rider-Waite deck. So, I just wanted to show you what I was talking about on some of these. So, I'll load this up. Just hopefully nothing untowards comes up. This is a little risky using the Google image search on here. But anyways, you get... Oops. There we go. So you get kind of the idea of what the Rider Waite deck looks like. So that's what I was talking about with that guy who looks really smug. He looks really proud of himself. He's like, yeah, dude, I did it. I got all these cups. Got him. And this is the potion that represents it in my deck. And that's it. So I'll show you the major arcana. Oh boy, you guys are gonna laugh because I don't know how to spell this guy. Thanks, Google. Hopefully nothing crazy comes up again. Good. Okay, I think we're safe. This is a little risky. I might not actually do this. I don't want any naughty images to come up. Anyways, so with the major arcana, I tried to stay a little more true to the image, and keep the pixels. So I'm sure that's close enough. You guys get the point. I only put one key in though. That's just embarrassing symbolically, but I won't tell if you want. So anyways, this is the High Priest in my deck. It's Hierophant in most. This came up in the oh yeah, we just had this in the reading. So the way I read it is this guy's got kind of a main line to God or the higher power, whatever you want to call it, and he brings it down to people. So he's kind of a structured conduit towards higher thing, whereas the High Priestess is a little more mysterious. She kind of has you come in and poke around yourself. You get to peek behind the curtain and see things. She's more of the gateway into the mysteries, where this guy brings the mysteries out in a way that are, I suppose, would be more comprehensible, more explainable. You know, you could have a conversation with it instead of getting your head blown off by the true secrets of the universe. Something like that anyways. But I think this gives it a nice... Yeah, I'm happy with that one. I like that one. So let's keep going. While we wait. Spectral Sword. Did I shuffle these at all? Jeez. Laminus. So this is the Two of Swords. If you couldn't tell. And you might not. It's only pixels. It's really tough to draw with those. So I hope you get the idea of this two swords. It's one sword technically, but two blades. So the idea here being with the regular deck is that you've got to balance. You got to balance your blades. Otherwise, somebody or something is going to get cut if you're not careful. And so that's a real danger sometimes. But the swords, again, you don't. Mostly, it's going to be with words in mind stuff. You're not actually going to be sword fighting, unless you're awesome, and then maybe you are. But so it's kind of a reminder to balance your thoughts, balance the dark and light thoughts. You don't want to cut yourself on any of your edges. You don't want to be too edgy and wind up with any wounds. So yeah, normally it's an image of a woman holding two swords. She's got them crossed. She's blindfolded, and yeah, there she is. But she's not really looking what she's doing, which is a little worrying. I don't think she's swinging them around too much either. She's kind of guarded, isn't she? She's almost blocking. But that's the choice. How do you use your swords? How do you get them out there without slicing your own hands off, or without cutting the other arm off, rather? And that's the idea. And I tried to carry that over to the 8-bit weapon sword card here. So a rare sword with two blades, one white and one black. Perfect balance is required. Of course, for those who are more familiar with the tarot, the Two of Swords leads to the Three of Swords. I hope I don't get any copyright claims from showing these. I'll probably just get rid of this. I don't know what I'm doing legally. I'm fairly ignorant to that. Anyways, the Two of Swords is followed by the Three of Swords, and I think almost everyone has seen the Three of Swords image somewhere. And I'll tell you, it's not a nice one. It's the one with the heart that's been pierced thrice. Thrice pierced by some swords. And it's bad and painful and bloody and ouchy. Not good. Not fun. Wow, thanks, Facebook. Alright. Not much going on there. Let's check out the other thing. Let's go to Twitter quick. Bam. I'm sorry. It's so rude. I feel like I'm at a dinner or something and I'm just on my cell phone. You know? I'm not. I am paying attention. If anybody has any questions, definitely throw them out there. Don't even worry about it. I'll find them. I'm also trying really hard not to burp. I don't want any coffee burps on the microphone. No guarantees. What else was I gonna check? I was gonna do something. Whatever. It's probably not that important. I like the rhythm of the song and like the tone, but still something's missing. I'm just reading other stuff on Reddit right now. Alright. Let's stay focused here. Oh. Oh, you know what? I should have a BRB thing to switch to. That would have been smart. Oh well. It is what it is. I'll just sit here and tough it out. Getting hungry though. Definitely should have thought ahead. Anyways, back to tarot. Tarot. Tarot, the mystery of tarot. Palm Scepter, level 4. Level 4 staff. Did I spell scepter right? You know, I wouldn't be surprised if there was spelling mistakes in this. I do apologize. But I think it'll lend nicely to the old, poorly translated RPG thing. The old days of JRPGs and NESs. Hi! Oh, it's this song again, I've heard. Nah, dude. Holiday music, we could rock out to some Christmas. Maybe. We'll see. Let's try this. We got jazz and blues. Hopefully it's good stuff. It's okay. I like blues more than I like jazz, I tell you that much. Oh, you know, I've heard this before. Oh well. Gives it a nice... I really want some, like, fantasy... I really just want to listen to the Skyrim soundtrack, to be honest, but we're in trouble. Anyways, the Four of Wands. Ceremonial scepter given to those who have gained victory in a quest. So the Four of Wands is... the Four of Staves, I guess, in other decks. In the Rider-Waite deck. And it generally is depicted as a guy coming back on a horse, and it's kind of a party. Everybody's like, yeah, buddy, welcome back. Or he's leaving on a parade. It's a kind of a warm wish off or return. Something like that, anyways. Either way, it's a bit of a parade. It's a bit of a pageant. Some pageantry going on with this one. And that's usually what it heralds in the reading. It's kind of a good news thing. Good news. You did it. Or you're about to do it. Or you're off to do it. Warm wishes either way. Congratulations. It's a good card. I like that one. The Wand of Burden. 10 of Wands. Wands gets a little heavy too. It's not as dangerous as swords. I don't think it has as many... Well, I don't know. It's got some combat though, doesn't it? So the Wand of Burden. The 10 of Wands, if you remember the Rider-Waite image, it is that guy trying to carry around way too many sticks. He's overdoing it. He's having a bad time. He's really struggling. He can't hold... Why can't I hold all these sticks? Oh no, words! Words! In my music! I think he's just talking about dancing. I don't know. I'm really stumped with this music thing. I don't know what to do. I'll try and I'll try and prepare this a little bit better for the next time, because these are goofy. Well, they're goofy to me anyway. Let's see what dark music is. I don't know. YouTube says it's dark music. We'll see. Oh, this is honestly, this is not what I imagined. That might be cool though. Whatever. We'll give it a chance. Give it a chance. It's definitely streaming music though. So anyways, Wand of Burden is the guy. He's walking around with those 10 wands. It's really a crappy situation. He's overdone it. He's done too much. He's carried too much. He's won too much. He's taken on too much. He's gonna exhaust himself. He's working against himself. It's nuts. So the advice here would be to absolutely make sure that you are carrying what you need, that you are not overburdened. Drop what you don't need. Get rid of that crap. You're gonna kill yourself taking on too much. It can also kind of denote the burden of winning, honestly. The burden of achieving, which can happen. You know, you might realize your dreams, but it takes a lot of work, and it can weigh you down. So that's part of it too. Let's go on to the next. The Prince of Flames. Again, Prince is the immature version of the king, in my mind anyways. He's the younger part of the court, but he's concerned with outside things like his dad is. So he wants to extend the will outwards, whereas the princess and queen are about inner will, inner strength, inner volition. These guys take their power by burning things outwards, I guess. So he wants you to go warm people up. I guess he's concerned with kind of a conquest, a conquering kind of thing. The young child with flame, inflamed, whatever. This is the Judgment card in Rider-Waite. Let's put it in the center of the pent. Center. Sorry. His eye is bigger on the right. I don't know why that is. Anyways, this is the Judgment card in the Rider-Waite. So it is kind of a reassessment of your old stuff, making sure everything's in order. Usually it's an image of an angel blasting his trumpet at max volume, and the dead wake up. That's how hard his beat drops. But really, it's a evaluation of the dead, of the past, of the forgotten, and it's a real assessment, a judgment of those things. So you'll want to make sure that the dead are kind of redeemed, that your past is brought back in a way that adds to your present. You don't want to just leave it in the sepulcher, in the grave. You want it to come back to life, or at least propel you into the future in a way that's more than just dead weight. So that's usually, it means something like that in the reading. But yeah, it's a nice card. It's a nice card. But here he's kind of reunifying with his shadow. So it removes all negative status effects in the RPG theme of the deck. We'll see if I get banned from YouTube for this. I don't know if this is allowed technically. We'll find out. Anyways, looks like somebody's here. Welcome aboard. If you got any questions you want to look into, I'd be happy to do some divination for you. We're doing tarot and rune readings, and mostly I'm just yapping about tarot cards. So I'd be happy, overjoyed, if you wanted to do a reading. You can do a simple one. But until then, I'll just keep yapping. So the star, this is the star in my deck. It's kind of like the other image if you're familiar with it. Kind of, except this is a little, obviously more RPG based. So this Why are there police sirens in this song? That's so goofy. It takes me right out of the mood. Anyways, the star, she's getting recharged. It's after the tower, so it's kind of after. Oh, dude, that police siren crap is driving me nuts. Bad music. Alright. So, it's a recharge. Something has fallen down, the tower has collapsed, and now all you're left with is, I mean, basically the heavens above. You've got to restart. She's kind of, it's a nice image in the other one too. She's kind of just sitting by a lake. It's reflecting. It's, man, there's nothing left. You got to start over. But it's nice. So, in this case, her mana bar gets recharged in the RPG theme of this particular deck. So that's a good one. It's a bit of a it's almost a melancholy card though to me. It's after the loss is the tough part, but you will not be without. Princess of Flame. You know, we were talking about the princesses and princes before. The younger version of the king and queen. Princess will focus on the inner kingdom usually, in my estimation of things. So she wants to give you a light, an inner kind of light that will help you along the way. As we also mentioned before, the court cards are usually people. In a reading, they stand for a person that has the nature of the court card. So that's what you can expect when those come up in readings. Usually, not always. Most of the time. So this is kind of the golden shield. This is the this would be the Four of Pentacles in the regular deck. It's pure gold, so it's highly sought after and it's always jealously guarded. And if you're familiar with the image on the other deck, it's definitely that guy who is just clinging to his pentacles. I think he's got one on his head, he's got two on his feet, he's stomping on them, nobody's going to take those, and he's clinging to one, he's clutching it to his chest. So nobody's getting his money. He's the Scrooge McDuck of the tarot deck, I would say. He doesn't want to share. And I mean, he may have earned these things, rightfully so, but he ain't giving them up, and that's the idea behind this card. So sometimes in a reading it can call for charity. It may also actually call for you to behave in such a way. Maybe you were being overly generous. Maybe you're just too helpful at your own detriment, and that can be a thing. So that might be a warning or it might be advice. Depends on where it comes from. So this is the Five of Cups in the regular tarot scheme. It's not a fun one. I don't know what's going on with this song though. Whatever, I'm gonna leave it. This is goofy. I like it. It's a little silly. So Five of Cups is kind of an indication of loss. Something has been lost. The standard image is one of this guy. He's wearing a black cloak. He's looking down. He lost a lot of stuff. Three of his cups have tipped over and absolutely spilled out. Spilt milk. It's over. He'll never get that milk back. But he's got two cups behind him. So he's still got some things left. He hasn't lost it all, but he's really focused on the cups in front of him. So I tried to get that with the flavor text. Focus on what remains. Yeah, but usually it does indicate a loss. I mean, something is genuinely lost. You're not just crying over nothing when that card comes up. Alright, we got the Princess of Water. I think we talked about that one already. I don't remember. Anyways, cups, water, potions in this case. Emotion, intuition, inner, feeling, the feels, the suit of feels. That's what is up with the cups. And the princess is doubly so because it's inner. Yeah, here we go. Here's some rock music. So that's what she's all about. Some more wands. Wand of the Winds. The Eight of Wands in the regular version. Usually indicates travel, movement, force being projected, long distance stuff. Really, but it's an actual movement. It's not just like discussion. It's not communication necessarily. It's literally sending a message. by projection of force or will. And that's what it is. I'm gonna check on a few more things here in the meantime, and we can get back into it. Guys, yeah, if you're here, I'm trying to see if anyone's here, but I don't know. I might have missed you. If you are here, give me a shout in the chat. Go ahead and let me know if you got a question you want to look into. I'd be super happy to do it. I think I'm gonna make a post on Reddit again, but on a different subreddit. We'll see. I think I'll be able to stick around till 3. Now I gotta make some dinner, so let's put it over there. Bam, 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 bam. I like this song. Hey, the music stopped. What? I like this song. I hope nobody. Sorry, I was posting on Reddit. I really need to pay better attention to what I'm doing. All right, so we should be up. We should be up and running. We'll see if anybody else stops in for a visit. If nobody stops in, I'll just do this till 3. But well, I really should. I do have to make dinner. I actually do have to eat. This is a real shame. But we'll see. We'll see if anybody stops in. Whatever. I have all day tomorrow too. I'll be back on. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll have even more time tomorrow. I spent most of my time today setting this up, and so it took a while. I wanna actually. I wanna Crap, how do I... Okay. Let's get this... Let's just load these in quick. Just in case anybody wants something else. Kind of like this tune. It's better than the other ones. This is a weird mix of music, though. I really don't know why the classical is just in there. Let's load in runes. And we'll get the other tarot in here, too. We'll see if I crash my game. Hopefully not. It should load okay. I'm gonna get rid of this. There we go. So these should be the runes, and they may be loaded. And then what the heck? Oh no! They've turned into one. They turn. All right. All right. Let's try it again. We got time. All right. We'll try this one more time here. Well, let's just do the runes. We'll let them load and we'll put the other one in. Otherwise, they're going to merge together again, which was ridiculous. Oh, thanks, Facebook. Facebook apparently made a video looking back on my year. Why would they do that? How dare they peer into my past? The job of fortune tellers. All right, let's get the other tarot in. So this will be nice. We can just kind of compare the decks live instead of bringing up that tablet thing. The tablet thing's kind of fun, but again, I do not want to. I don't want to get any strikes against my YouTube channel, which I guess is really easy. And I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm definitely just shooting from the hip here. Oh, speaking of hips and body parts, why does the music goof? Huh, I have to check on that. Oh, it's actually just frozen. All right, there we go. This should work. Ooh, I like that. That's a nice synth. All right, sweet. So, well, the good news is this isn't really killing my computer, so that's nice. I can do all this stuff. Oh, I'm gonna get rid of this now. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Whoops. How tiny it is. I absolutely love this program. And you know, my favorite thing about this is that I don't have to spend $700 buying these decks. A lot of them are just provided out of the kindness of people's hearts on this program anyways. All right. Looks like we're good. So now we have my tarot deck, a more professional tarot deck, and then some rune cards. I think they're supposed to be tiles. They're supposed to be rune tiles, but they behave like cards. Here, I'll show you. If we flip them over, they've got kind of a nice wood-burned feel to them, right? Hey, who? Oh, you know what? The blank rune? The blank rune? That never... kids, if you're... if you're new to runes, I tell you what, if you buy a deck or somebody gives you a deck and you get a blank rune in there, do this. Oh, it comes back. Well, anyways, do this instead. Get rid of it. Delete it. Delete your blank runes. It doesn't make sense. Runes are letters, and they have meaning, and they're symbols with meaning. To have a non-symbol is silly to me. And I know that guy tried to make it work, and to his credit, he almost did. I won't mention his name. He knows who he is. He knows who he is. Good music. for talking shit about old wizards, huh? Anyways, it was a publishing thing, so he added the blank rune, added the 25th nonsense rune. Drives me crazy every time. Every time I'm confronted, I'm triggered. I'm triggered by the blank rune. Dun, dun, dun. I kind of like this song. I've always kind of liked this song. I don't know what it is, actually. I've never looked up the name. I've heard it before. Pretty dramatic. Dun, 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 dun. So, yeah. So I think, guys, I probably will head out at 3 o'clock. So we got a good half an hour of divination time left, which is nice. Also, big thanks to, I suppose I could say her name. It shows up in the chat. Big thanks to Courtney for stopping by earlier. Really awesome of you to take a test, take a chance, and jump in here. It was a lot of fun. Glad we got some good work done. Boom, 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 boom. Ah, I'm dying. If you guys saw my setup, you'd laugh. I'm basically sitting on the floor here. I need a headphone extension. I don't have one. I've got to sit right next to my tower. It's very goofy. Anyways, let's look at this. This is a little better idea of what the standard Rider-Waite looks like, because it is one. It's the Radiant one though, so it's got a little nicer colors to it. And this is from US Games, by the way. I don't know if this is their official thing. I hope this isn't a bootleg. Support US Games. So yeah, this is still in order, so we can kind of go a little faster this time. So swords, this one will use the knight and page. So look at this guy. I love this deck. I like the knights in this deck. They're very aggressive looking. This one in particular, anyways. There's the page. Kind of a weird tune, huh? Almost Halloween-like. Anyways, that's the 10 of swords in the and it's never a happy one. That guy got owned. Okay, good. Another weird thing about the 9 of swords is this little motif carved into this dude's bed. To me, it looks like I don't like this music. Oh, nah, dude. No words. Ugh. Throws me off. Anyways, it looks like some kind of combat. I see this guy. I don't know if this is correct. I've never actually looked into this. It's just my interpretation. But what I'm seeing is a guy. He's got a shield. He's got a sword. He's guarding something, probably a tree. And this dude's, well, he's not getting in there, is he? He just got knocked on his behind. I'm gonna have to look that up. Actually, you learned something new. And of course, we've got some lovely little hidden things in his bed quilt here. Anyways, yeah, so this is the card of nightmares. This is the nightmare sword in my RPG tarot. It is what it is. I mean, this guy just woke up in the middle of the night. He's crying his eyes out. He's freaking out. Did I leave the toaster on? You did. Your fears are confirmed. You left the toaster on. So this is another one where you're kind of bound up by your thoughts. You're kind of held captive by thoughts, by bad thoughts, probably. Negative thoughts. They usually hold you in place pretty good, and that's what's happening here. So this poor lady is blindfolded in a field of swords. She's not going anywhere. She'll move. She'll get cut. It's a tough spot to be in. The swords are just a real brutal suit, which is pretty awesome. This guy, he's interesting. I think his meaning is pretty contextual half the time. Is he getting away with something? Is he sneaking away? Did he steal those? Did he win those? Hard to say, but either way, he's pretty stupid because he's holding a blade. That always bugged me. But yeah, he's pretty smug. He's looking pretty happy, like he's getting away with something. And then you got these guys back here. I think they're gambling. I don't know. I gotta look that up too, but Anyways, they're having a little party back there. This we kind of went over this one in the other tarot deck. In the RPG one, it's you know, these guys are setting sail, but they're still carrying their swords with them, aren't they? They still got that edge. They still got the kind of memory or thought that could wound them, regardless of where they're going. No, none of them look happy to me. It's kind of a solemn card. This guy, he definitely won something. Look at this smug grin. Look at that smug grin. He's so pleased with himself. I love that guy. So anyways, he beat these guys up and took their swords, and it's implied that he took some other people's swords too, because why would he have so many swords otherwise? So he's cleaning house. MLG, 360 no scopes coming out of that guy. Whoops. He's doing good for himself, but you know, he's not making any friends, is he? Those guys aren't too happy with that. Four of Swords, we went over that in the other deck too. It's a kind of a restful, contemplative thing. Or a grave. I mean, that's what it is. Three of Swords, never a fun one. That heart is definitely wounded, and that's what it is. Usually, it's a heartbreak. Too many people get involved. Too many swords get pulled. Somebody's going down. Two of Swords, we went over that. Balance. Ace of Swords, we went over that. We'll just go a little faster here. Whoops. Knight of Swords is more of a questing type of guy. He's out roaming around looking for the, whatever he's looking for. I don't know what his quest is in particular, but he's got one. Usually you'll get more information out of the reading, the context. And that's a nice way to handle that one. Sorry. Getting distracted again. Anyways, Page of Wands. Looks like, honestly, he's never left the castle before. Look at him. What is he studying? What is he looking at? Why is he looking at that? He likes leaves, I guess. He's curious about new growth. Yeah, this is the Ten of Wands. This is the guy carrying all the wands around like a goofball. He's taking on way too much. He's definitely burdened. It's not fun. It's not easy. This is keeping up your defenses, so to speak. The battle's not over. He didn't win. He's still guarding. He's still on guard. He feels a little threatened. I usually take this to mean that this is his wall that he's put up, and he's making sure it's standing, but those also might be threats. He's obviously he's been in battle. He's got a bandage around his head, so he's sustained some injury from previous fights. So he knows what it means to be at war. So this might be spectral, kind of haunting forces. Those might be his own force. And this is interesting too, because we have 8 wands there, and we have 8 wands in the background there. So these may have traveled and landed to come at this dude. Maybe reinforcements. I don't know. He doesn't look too happy about him. Anyways, 8 of Wands, real sense of movement, sense of flight almost. It may actually indicate flight sometimes, but 7 of Wands. I wonder if that's the same guy. Nah, different clothes. Different day? Who knows? Anyways, he's definitely defending a position actively. These things are clearly coming at him. He's beating them up, keeping them at bay. Oops, I'm sorry. You know what? I goofed up. Earlier we were talking about the 4 of Wands. I got the image confused. The 4 of Wands is the one where they're partying around the foundation. The 4 corners. I was thinking of this card when I was yapping. Goof. Anyways, that's the 6 of Wands. That's the party. That's the parade. 5 of Wands. Combat. Obviously, competition. There's the 4. That's the 4. This is the Palm Scepter in my deck. And that's what it is. It's still celebratory. It's still got some of the same moods. It's awesome. It's kind of a groundbreaking ceremony. They're about to get some stuff done. They're laying the foundation, getting things set up, getting things established, and it's going to be good. That's usually how I read it anyways. It could also be just a kind of a party moment. Doesn't necessarily mean things are getting done long term. The wands, the 2 and the 3 are kind of important. So the 2 is almost a planning, like a sending off of force, a contemplation of where to place one's power, where to direct one's power. And so that's this guy's got the globe in his hand. What's he looking at anyways? Where is he? Is he in Europe, I suppose? Yeah, there's Africa, there's Europe. It's Russia, China, I think. Either way, he's checking out where to send his power out to. And then here, the ships are being sent out. Or they're returning in some cases. Usually it's sending out. The other thing that's good to know is with the numbers, anyways, any kind of even number is usually an even situation. It's a balance. In some cases it's static, it's frozen, but it's more stable usually. And any odd number is an unbalanced thing. So there's a new force that's introduced that, that will carry us off into the new even situation. Yeah, does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So it's chaos into order, order into chaos, chaos into order, blah, blah, blah. It goes on and on and on. So that's what we're seeing here. Ooh, I like that. I'm going to have to look up better music for this next time. I'll stream again tomorrow. This is a lot of fun. Maybe I'll set up a little schedule, do this a regular thing. Just kind of testing it out for now. But anyway, so that's important. So that's the movement. So here he's balanced. He's just got the two staffs. He's just establishing things, getting them planned. And then here, something changed. Something shifted. And it went and it was sent out or returned. But you can see here that trend continues, right? So it's off balance. It's active. It's out there. It's doing things. And then here it's even again. It's established. Something's been built. The roots have been placed. The four posts have been placed. You know, it's happening. It's happening. Ace of Wands, you get the idea. It's Pentacles is very earthly, obviously. This dude's got some sweet grapevines everywhere. I took a sip of my coffee and my voice is drying out. So he's the master of wealth and finance and material and all things earthly. He knows what he's doing. He's grown a huge empire. He's pretty serious fellow, actually. All these guys are. They're down to earth. The Queen of Pentacles, similar thing, but concerned with generally inner growth, the kingdom inside. I think the king would be more concerned about establishing a financial empire outwards, and the queen would be concerned with the kingdom's inner finances, if you're talking about money. And usually these are. The Knight of Pentacles would be the dude to, you know, go out there and make the investments outwards. This guy doesn't know quite what he's doing with money yet. Look at him. He's so excited about that coin. What is coin? What is coin? So he doesn't know. He's a baby. He's a money baby. Financial baby, a material baby. Yeah, I love this card. This is the one that it's really about ancestral kind of things, making the heritage, making the something somebody else will take over at some point, the empire complete in some sense. This is a card of refinement and enjoyment of one's efforts. It's a nice one. Hard work, waiting for harvest. That's a brutal one. That's a lesson all of us could learn. Myself included, I'm very impatient. I want my grapes now. I want my pentacles now. That's how I take that one. This one, charity, kind of giving. This is a tough one. These guys are not having a good time. I don't think he has his head bandaged on in this one. He does in the other one. His eyes goofed up? Whatever. Anyhow. It's not a fun card. I mean, these guys are obviously without material goods, but there's a real kind of inner comfort. They've got each other, obviously. They're next to a sweet church. I don't know why they don't go inside and warm up. I mean, that's the obvious choice for those guys, but anyway, so they're having a tough time, but there's hope. There's hope, and it's in the background. This guy's the greedy guy. He's fun. He's really happy with what he's got, and he's definitely not letting you have it. I think you could probably make away with this crown one, but he's not letting you take that. He likes to show it off a bit. And that's all about wealth and material things, so depending on where that comes up in a reading, that may or may not be advisable. You'll have to feel it out. Three of Pentacles. It's kind of a. I usually take this to mean a job well done. It's a kind of making more work through good work idea. These guys are. I'm assuming they're happy with what they see. They might not be. I mean, maybe things didn't go according to plan. Usually, if this one, oops, if it's reversed, that might be indicated by that. Depends. This is clearly balanced. Balance your money. Balance your time. Balance your material things. Anything tangible needs to be balanced. And these guys on the boats are probably really feeling that. They're probably trying to balance their guts right now because that's some seasickness. Those are some big waves. Ace of Pentacles, that's the start. That's the seed of something new. Cups, emotions, intuition. And the king is the master of that externally. The queen is the master of that internally. The knight is out establishing the boundaries of those things, charging ahead, seeking new things, new lands, seeking the Holy Grail in some cases. I think people tend to interpret that sometimes like that. And the page is always a youthful, innocent young person. I'm not quite sure what he's doing with the water element, or cups, or that fish. Should probably put it back in the water. I don't think it's too happy in that cup. 10 of Cups, lovely image. Nice image there of a happy family. It's a happy ending. Everything went well. It's a rainbow with golden cups in the sky. You're not having a bad day. It's a good image. It's a good one to have come up in the reading. Of course, unless it comes up like this. That's always scary. Something's blocked up, then not good. I like reversals. Not everybody does. I use them quite often. This guy, we talked about him a little earlier. Yeah, he's still smug. He's still got his cups out. He's still having a blast, showing off his wares and his achievements and his trophies. This guy, this is kind of a sad card, honestly. It's leaving behind familiar circumstances, emotions, wherever it comes up in the reading. We'll get more context, but something is left behind. He's gone in search of the missing cup, so to speak. You can kind of see that's implied there. He's gone off in the dead of night too. It's not a comfortable journey, not a comfortable situation. Exactly why he left it, that could be elucidated a little more clearly by the other cards that come up. This was the kind of the mysterious one, kind of diversion one. We went over this in the other deck. We went over that one, we went over that one, we didn't go over that one, but this is, you get the idea. Whoop. Whoa, that was close. Almost threw that off the table. I kind of want to get into the major arcana a little bit more. The world, we kind of went over that in this deck. I don't think it's on top anymore, though. Nope. King of Swords. How cool would it be if we got this? Nope. Oh well. Anyways, the world. A nice one. Card of completion. By the way, guys, if you're in here, if you're watching, feel free to ask any questions. I would be more than happy to do a little divination for you, and we hopefully get you some answers, get you some new insight to whatever you're looking at. Yeah, ask away. What I'm here for. Judgment is a nice one. We talked about that earlier, though. The sun, always a happy one. A kind of innocence, a kind of spring. I mean, it's the sun. The sun's risen, and it's high up in the sky, so it's a wonderful image of daytime, of rejuvenation, of youth, of new growth. The moon is the opposite of that. It's the card of mystery. It's trying to navigate at night. It's dreamlike. It's chaotic. It's uncertain. It's a dangerous time, honestly. You could really wander into a pack of wild dogs and lobsters and get shredded. The star, we talked about that one a little bit. It's a nice innocent card after the tower. It's kind of a reassessment, you know, you gotta decompress. You gotta decompress afterwards, after the fall, after the tower, and you gotta recover, and that's what she's up to. So the tower obviously is the bad. Yeah, this is probably the song they were listening to. That bass dropped way too hard. Blew their head clean off. So they are having a rough time of it. They fell right out of that thing. So it's, you know, I mean, the best laid plans. Let's see if we can get pulled off YouTube for some nudity here. There's the devil card. It's usually talks about kind of a bondage to material things or hedonistic attitude or something like that. And it's almost always willful. They could slip their collars if they wanted, but they don't seem to be interested in it. So kind of a willful walking into hell, and perhaps an enjoyment of it, but probably shouldn't stick around too long. Temperance is all about balance and the alchemical mixing of opposites. You can see this dude, he's kind of 1 foot on the earth, 1 foot on the sea thing going on, a mixing of those two elements and the transmutation of them through the air. It's a really nice image. It's a lot going on though, so, and it's not an easy trick to pull off. I mean, that's alchemy in a lot of cases, in the higher cases. Death again, here we go. You can see this dude got smoked already. He's not having a good time. This guy's trying to say, "Now, Death, please think of the women and children." This guy's having a blast. I don't think he cares about the women and children. But here you can see the sun, and this is the same thing in the moon card. These are the towers and that little river that the lobster's coming out of. So that's a nice connection, and I like to think that the sun is rising, but realistically it's probably setting and everyone's dead. So there's a cheerful thought for you. Hangman is not as bad as it looks, but it's not a comfortable position either. It's a willful surrender to a situation, and a necessary one. Perhaps sacrifice needs to be made, that kind of thing. What do we got about? Oh, we got like 20 minutes left. Great. Justice is pretty obvious. I think everyone has that pretty well in their head. Wheel of Fortune, we talked about that one. Hermit, briefly talked about that one. Strength. Strength is a fun one. It's not quite the power grasping masculine strength that you would perhaps tend to think of when you think of strength. She's gently taming the lion. I mean, she's almost petting the thing. It's loving that chin scratch, you know? She didn't come over with a club and beat the hell out of the thing. It's a relaxed kind of strength, and it's a gentle kind of strength. It's almost a taming instead of an aggressive assault over something. The Chariot is, we talked about that. Card of control. Careful control. Control of opposites. Otherwise your Chariot's going to spin off the road and into that river back there. Tough to control. Not always easy. Oh, here we go. Let's get banned for YouTube again. There's nudity. Not gratuitous. If YouTube bans me for that, I quit. Lovers. Nice card. Suggests fate. In the older decks, it suggested a choice between lovers, but here it's kind of like, wow, this is divine. You pretty much you're gonna fall in love. What are you gonna do? Cupid shot with his arrow. You don't have a choice. It's love. Hierophant, we went over him. The Emperor, we did not go over him, but these guys are quite the power couple. The Empress is kind of notoriously wimpy in a lot of these new decks. Next to the Rider-Waite, she kind of took on this goofy, wimpy kind of role. I mean, that's not wrong. I mean, obviously there's this element of fertility and growth and stuff. Kind of the mother of the Empire, you know? But she kind of lost her teeth at some point, and I don't know when that happened exactly, but she can be just as fierce as this guy over here, you know? Just as commanding. Maybe more so in some ways. I like that he's kind of looking over at her. You know? Like, do we look... What do you think of this, what do you think of this little globe I got here? She doesn't care. She ain't looking there. She ain't looking back. High Priestess is a very mysterious card. She's sitting behind the pomegranate curtain between the two pillars. You know, it's she's the opener of the inner weird mysteries of the universe. A very mystical person, a very mystical card, and it can indicate people. All of these can indicate people. Anytime you pull a person in the tarot, it might be a person in your life. But she, I think these two are another nice pair in a sense where they. High Priestess is way more mystical, way more passive, I guess, in the approach. And the Magician is way more active. So the Magician's going to be the one manipulating the symbols and making things out of them and making things happen. But the High Priestess is the one, excuse me, with all of the tricks behind the curtain, so to speak. So he's pulling the rabbits out of the hat, and I guess she might be comparable to the rabbit in the hat. In some cases, not always. Your mileage may vary. Anyways, the Fool, we talked about him too. He's a lovable goofball. He's just throwing his head back. Woo! I'm going on a walk. Well, you're walking off a cliff. The dog is always trying to be like, dude, please pay attention. You're gonna walk off a cliff. And that's more or less always the message of that card when it comes up. Not always. Sometimes it can be a call to embrace the Fool's attitude. He's an open book. He's ready to learn everything, and he will, either through study or the pain of life. Maybe he'll fall off the cliff. I don't know. Anyway, so that's a good, we pretty much went over all the cards in both the decks. This is my deck here. Once again, if you just joined us, but so you kind of get a good comparison between the two. Oops. The Draft of Fellowship is booze. That's the secret. That's the secret behind that. The Sun. I like that one. The Lovers. I don't think we went through all of these, actually. I don't think we went through many of them. Let's get a little closer. Anyways, guys, yeah, if you have any questions, go ahead and shoot them out. Got a couple minutes left before I'm going to go make dinner and eat, which I'm looking forward to. The Devil. And I know I mentioned this earlier, but this is a real deck. It's a physical deck that you can pick up. I think the link should be streaming on the bottom of the screen if you want to pick it up. I think it's also in the description. It's pretty fun to play with IRL. But it's honestly, I like this program a lot. It's a lot of fun to do this. Oh, I like this, the Magician. If I can toot my own horn here. With the other deck, he has the tools on the table before him, and then they're here. So they're the 4 elements, and that's what he uses to make magic. So he's kind of offering you, which trick do you want to see, or what trick should be done. Hermit, I think we saw him. Some more swords. I know we went over the star. The 2 of shields, 2 of pentacles in the other deck. This song is kind of a bummer. Jeez. The Moon. Fans of the Castlevania series might recognize something there. I won't give it away, in case you're not a fan. I don't want to reveal my nerd level to that degree. And that's it. That's it for that deck. I love it. We used it a little earlier. Although if you guys want to use this one, I'm happy to oblige. We can go traditional route too. Either way is fine with me. Not sure what happened with that texture there, honestly. It looks like somebody had a smudge when they scanned it in. Oh well. But I'll be rocking this deck if you don't mind. And we could also do runes too. We got these out. Naughties. I'm terrible at pronouncing them. I'm going to say all of them wrong. But I promise I know what they mean. And that's the important part. It's also very snowy out right now, so it's an appropriate day for the Viking tradition. Oh, what the hell? Let's go over the runes quick. This would be a nice intro video for anybody who sat through the entire live stream. So, yeah, let's go through this. Let's shuffle them up. I love this. It is so easy to shuffle. One button. I'm just pushing one key. I can drink my coffee and shuffle. Anyways, yeah, let's check it out. So the runes are divided into 3 sets of 8, traditionally, and that's just what they're called. They're called the 8s, the et. Oh, that's cool. You can shuffle facing up too. So, anyways, let's go over the meanings. So let's start. So this is actually right at the end of the runes. This is Odal. Othala, it means kind of an ancestral inheritance, similar to the 10 of coins or pentacles that we just looked at. It's a nice one. It means just that. It means something that you will inherit, or you should inherit, or you may need to be called upon to build something that's inheritable. This is Tyr's rune. So this is the god of justice, of self-sacrifice to maintain that justice, or a contractual oath. He's the guy who shoved his hand in the wolf's Fenris' mouth and got it bit off so that it would be bound, and that was the contract. He's like, dude, if I put my hand in your mouth, we get to tie you up forever. He's like, you won't do it. Well, he did it, and it worked out. So that's kind of the meaning behind that. It's a real justice kind of thing. This is Naudi's. This is the rune of need, and it's real need. This is like dire straits. This is like, I'm dying in the woods. I'm freezing. I need. It's called also need fire. The need fire as a concept, as a thing. It's like, ugh. It's the fire of necessity. You will die without. It's really kind of a dangerous rune. This is Berthoch. Depends. It's I guess usually it's thought to mean luck. It's kind of people think that it means, this is a weird one because we don't know for sure, but it's kind of a gambling cup. Some people see it as like the thing that would hold some dice. Shake it up and then spill your dice out. It also might mean the lady bits, the things that the babies come out of. But it's thought to mean kind of a luck or a fortune. It has those connotations. This is Bergano, birch. This is, it's named after the birch tree, so it's kind of a mysterious rune. It's often connected to the high priestess in the tarot, so it's a motherly mystery. It can mean mother in some cases, as far as the runic meanings behind it, but usually it's kind of a mysterious rune, kind of weird growth and winter thing going on. This is Ewas. This is the sorry, I'm reading other things at the same time. It's a movement. It's a movement. It's kind of a horse. It's I guess as far as the tarot, I don't know. Maybe the Eight of Wands. It's a movement. It's a fast movement. It's a speedy movement. Rido is the well, it's also a movement, isn't it? It's funny that they both came up, but that's more of a wheel. But it might mean a cart, actually. It might mean a literal cart, like you're going on a trip and you're bringing things. It's been known to show up with that one. This is the I suppose the Hanged Man is the closest connection. It's the above and the below, the hanging on the world tree image. It's the surrender. It's also kind of a death. It's not a comfy one, but can yield a lot of benefits if it's approached correctly. We've got Thursaz. This is the thorn. This is a frost giant. This is a protector, but it's also sharp. It's kind of a double thing. Context is really important with this one. It's a destructive thing, but it may be applied to your benefit, but it also may be pointed at you, and you might shred yourself on that thorn. So that's an interesting one, actually. I really enjoy that one, but that needs a little more room to needs a question, needs some input. I'm just gonna stack these up because they're big and they're taking up the table. Kanaz, this is the torch. This is not necessarily the light, but it is the torch itself. But I mean, it indicates illumination in the dark. It's not the sun, though. That's important to me, anyways. It's not quite that light. It's this darkness. It's flickering. It's just a little spark compared to what could be illuminated. The first learnings, I think, is a good way to approach it. It's a nice one, though. You'll want that in the dark, that's for sure. It's a good one to have. Oh, excuse me. I'm trying not to burp super loud into the microphone. This rune is Fehu. So this is the rune that starts the runes off. This is the first rune. It means mobile wealth. It's got connotations and connections to cattle because they were super valuable and they were tradable and they were kind of a wealth status. If you had a lot of cows, you had a lot of wealth. It also usually indicates jealousy that can arise from that. When you have a lot of money, other people want it, or they will tend towards wanting it. So it can be a bit of a danger to have too much wealth running around that's not tied down to anything. People might make off with it. People might not like you for having it. This is the Sawilo, the sun. This is the rune of the sun and the beam of light that comes down from it. It's obvious. I mean, it's like the sun card in the tarot to me, anyways. It's a real illumination, the real day, the true light, seeing things as clearly as you can. All that. I'm not sure about this song. I like the robot voice, but I just don't want to listen to anything with words because it distracts me. Too bad. I'm already distracted enough. This is Inglis. This is a seed. This is the vital force. It's a god also. God of fertility, not the harvest, but the planting of seeds. And you can see it actually kind of reminds me of a seed anyways. It's a happy one. It's a sprightly one. It's the seedling. It's the sprouting. It's a very fertile force, but in a masculine way. It's not so much the planting of the seed, but it's the active power of the seed. Good song to sing to your crops. A good rune to mark your crops with. This is algaes. This is a rune of protection. It's thought to be elk horns rising up. Some people connect it to the gods above, the man, kind of his arms are outstretched. He's praising the Aesir, the Vanya. It's a connection. It's kind of a divine protection is what it is usually. The nice rune. It's a strong rune. It's one that's a good idea to carry with you, honestly. Dude, this music is crushing me. We'll get it right. We'll get it right one of these days. This is Wunyo, so this is a... Oh boy. We'll see what happens. Wunyo is the rune of joy. A win. It's, it is what it is. It's a happy rune. It means joy, it means happiness, it means good times, generally. It's a real good rune to have come up in a reading, unless it's upside down, then you got some trouble. This is Yera. This is the rune of cycles. This is the rune of the year. You can see that's kind of implied even by the rune itself. So you've got, the ascension, the descension, the turn. You can imagine these twisting around one another in a cycle. There's a real kind of motion, kinetic factor to this, and that's it. I mean, it's the year. It's the good times, the bad times, the summer, the winter. We can actually spin the thing. Something like that, And that's what it would mean in a reading, is something is changing. This is lagus, a leak, the water. Well, the leak is in the vegetable, the onion. So, yeah, this is another kind of movement. This is a slippery one. This is a flowing one. The ice is kind of melted, so to speak. There's, the usual connotations with water, the dream state, the travel. Hopefully on the surface and not too far below. Hopefully you're not drowning in water. This is Dagas, this means the day, so this is the rune of the dawn, the rising of the sun, not the setting. I've never seen it put that way, but this is the day, the new day. It's generally a very cheerful rune. It's a good one to have. A new start, a new dawning. This is Urus or Aurochs. This stood for the giant, old, crazy cows. It used to be a thing in Europe. They were massive, they were valuable, they were hunted, but it was always very dangerous. So this is kind of a wild, untamed power that you can claim for yourself, that you can take, but a great risk to yourself. So you'd be, if you came back to the village with one of these bad boys, you would be a hero of sorts, You'd come back with a great boon for everyone, but you might want to bring your friends with you. This is Ansu's. This is considered to be Odin's rune. I connect it personally with pine trees myself. I know it's incorrect traditionally, but I don't know. Pine trees have always been kind of a martial tree to me, a warrior thing, and I think that fits in with Odin's spear as well. Anyways, that's it. This is Odin's rune. So this is the rune of generally kind of poetry, communication. Anything Odin is associated with shows this rune. It's also a mystery. It's got real magical application. And of course, a little bit of death. What would it be without that? Hagals, this is hail. This is the ice seed. This is a real disruption. It's a force of chaos and breaking, smashing your things to pieces. It's hailing on your crops when this comes up. It's a tough one. It's a tough one to get. Tough one to deal with. Fun one to send against your enemies, though. And that's about it. That's about it. Imagine you're trying to grow things, and a hailstorm comes and destroys them. Disruption. It's closely tied to the tower in the tarot deck. This is Manas. This is Men. This is the rune of mankind. I like this one. I like to look at break runes down into other runes. So to me, this is two unyos, two joy runes, and Dagas is in there as well. So it's the rising of the sun, and Lagos, the flowing of one another into one another. It's a real beautiful rune. It's a partnership thing. Generally, I mean, it can indicate strife amongst men, but usually it indicates goodwill towards men, which is appropriate for the season, isn't it? Two more runes. We have Ista. This is the rune of ice. The things are frozen, totally static. Nothing is moving. Only fire will free the ice into water again, and whatever else happens to be trapped in it. If you don't know your Norse mythology, it's important to know that ice was pretty much like one of the first things out there until the fire warmed it up and all the things came melting out of it. So it's a primordial thing, and in some ways it could be taken as the ace suit in the tarot. And then finally Gable, which is the gift rune. And in the Havamal, it's Odin speaking, and he is recommending, he's almost demanding that when a gift is given, a gift must be given back. Gift giving is reciprocal, and it was in Norse culture, and I think that's nice here because it's going both ways. It's a cross. It's a meeting. It's two lights, two torches being shared in a sense. So, two Kenas runes. It's a pretty nice rune, honestly. It's always a good thing. It indicates a gift. It indicates something nice is being brought to you, but you must remember, give back, and that's the key to that rune. Give your gifts back, and really that's a nice note to end on, seeing as we're approaching Christmas, isn't it? So that's it for the runes, guys. It's a little after 3 now. I think I'm gonna head out. It's been really fun, actually. This is great. I like doing this. Please give a little subscription to this channel. I'm gonna be doing this more often. I think it's a lot of fun, and hopefully we'll answer more of your questions next time. Until then, have an awesome day. I hope you guys eat as tasty as the dinners I'm about to. Pro tip, it's pizza. It's always pizza every night. You should always eat pizza. That's about it, guys. I'll catch you next time, alright? Until then, please take care, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.